Boy, oh boy, oh boy, didn't take Jaguar very long to get on these internet streets. She don't have a phone, but she said she was on the internet yesterday. And let me tell you, she's only out of jail. This is day number what? Day number 3. Yesterday was day number 2. So it took her 1 day to get on the internet. Although these guys told her not to get on the internet. Anyway, she was on. Sean Davy Way was interviewing her again, fresh out of jail. And she was talking a lot of ish, talking the same way, but she had several messages for several people. It sounds to me like if she's more angrier, if that's possible. She's more angrier because she said a lot of people didn't put money on her books and all the profanity she was spewing at them. And anyway, let's get into the video. But before we do, hit the like button as you come into the page, please. And if you have not subscribed, this is a good time to do so. Let's get into the video. So this is Jaguar Wright being interviewed by Sean Davy Way.
Honestly, I'm a little bit tired, but I'm okay. Like, I needed some rest. I've been pretty much moving ever since I got out. So, and then just trying to get caught up, and then I took some time to just go and look at what I've been missing or what I haven't been seeing, and it's a lot.
Now, we have been keeping you off of social media.
Obviously, they did not do a good job because now he's interviewing her on social media. And she said yesterday she was on social media. I don't know whose platform she was on, but it's only been 2 days since she's been out of jail. So obviously that's not working.
We have to keep her off due to, we don't want, one, her location being disclosed, and 2, it's just other things that she's focused on.
So let me see if I get this right. They're keeping her off of social media if she has her own phone. So they did not provide a phone for her to keep her from going live on her own phone. But it's okay for them to bring her on to interview her, to make that coin off of her. I thought when they said she's going to be off of social media, that means not even them interviewing her. I thought that's what that meant. I didn't know they were keeping her off of a phone, that she shouldn't go live on her own, but it's okay for them to bring her on and do interviews. I didn't know that's what they meant until now. And poor Jaguar can't see what's going on. She's so far up there, $8.
After everything that I just went through these past 6 weeks, I'd be lying to say that I don't need help and direction. Because, I'm getting like monkey shit thrown at me at every turn. And then everything that I dealt with, people don't understand, I think. 6 weeks a prisoner.
Jaguar said she's been in jail longer than that. So why is she so alarmed this time around? She did things to cause herself to go in jail.
Is my life right now. So I got to shake that off. And I'm just so glad that y'all are there.
Well, Jaguar is glad they're there. But what I've noticed is everybody who is involved with Jaguar closely, I saw how they talk badly about Goomba to Jaguar. And now I'm seeing them doing it with Tokyo Tony. That's just to get these people out of Jaguar's life, because Goomba was putting a wrench in the money flow. And I guess Tokyo Tony is doing the same thing because she was trying to talk bad about them to Jaguar. So they looked at Tokyo as a threat also. And so they got rid of her by talking so bad about her to Jaguar. I don't even think their friendship can be mended at this point because Tokyo said she's done with everybody, including Jaguar. Another observation is that when Legina Gold came to Texas, Jaguar and these 2 guys got together to use her for content. That was the original plan until I guess Sean Davy Way caught a conscience and said, okay, she got mental illness. I got to pull back because Jaguar is taking this thing all the way and he wasn't down with that initially, because he said he did not know that Jaguar was going to bring her from Detroit to Texas. They were supposed to interview her while she's still there in Detroit on the phone, but Jaguar brought her to Texas. When he found out she had this schizophrenia, he pulled back a little bit, and then he jumped right back in later on. But I noticed both of these guys are doing the same thing with Jaguar. They know she's got mental illness. They definitely know now, there's no doubt. And they're using her for content. Don't get me wrong, she don't mind being used for content. As a matter of fact, if she can pull up a bed and live on the internet, she would. Because everybody knows she's got an addiction when it comes to the internet. Tokyo Tony told her to stay off. Within a day, she was on. So she loves the internet. But let's get back to this interview now.
And the last time I went through it, it was when my ex-husband drugged me through that whole nasty custody battle that he decided to criminalize to punish me for not giving him money. And that was 7 months of my life altogether.
Well, she mentioned custody battle, so I think she's talking about Sam's father. But she's still not taking accountability for what currently happened to her, why she ended up in jail this time around. Jaguar again is not taking accountability. She is not stating how she ended up in jail. All the antics she pulled at the airport police station, on the phone with the cops, going into the mayor's office, Shauna Lewis kids she was threatening to unalive. All these things she's not mentioning because she's not taking accountability.
So this was a lot shorter than that, but it was a lot more intense considering everything that I went through leading up to it. Like the timeline of my life, the real life interview hit the end of last year. Boom, ended the year with a bang. And then 2 weeks into the new year, I set like a crazy YouTube record for, especially for commentary. 1 million views in 3 weeks. In 3 weeks. And then as soon as we got that news, all hell broke loose. Yeah.
So then he asked her if all the views, the million views, she was going viral, if that got to her head.
No, not for me. For me, it was like, this is perfect. You know, this is great. The audience is prime. Philadelphia can soar. Like, if we just stay focused and stay steady, we can soar. Mm-hmm. And then, you know, working on developing Welcome to the Circus and just everything, like everything that we've been talking about, all of the things that we discussed behind the scenes that everyone else doesn't see. I was ready. My husband fell apart. Mm-hmm. He went insane. Don't forget, we found out we had 1 million views in 3 weeks, and that was the same weekend of the barbershop incident, Martin Luther King weekend, the first time I was hospitalized.
Yeah.
And then boom, the police. And then boom, my show and him assaulting me in front of my friends. My show being canceled because he was assaulting me and scaring everybody. And then boom, he's going to kill me. He's going to kill Solar. And then, you know, that kind of changed and turned around. And meanwhile, the whole Birdie girl was happening in the background, and I didn't know. And then, boom, we go to Phoenix, and then, boom, my car is blown up. And then I don't know who it is. He's gaslighting me. And then, boom, more police. And then Legina comes, and then more police. And then, boom, the white warrant. And I'm hospitalized again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it has been, and all of these things have been triggered by my husband's reaction to that 1 million view video in 3 weeks.
Man, that Goomba is a powerful man, isn't he? He made all these things happen.
You know, so, and then next thing you know, me and my family are moving, and we're moving into the house that we wanted and that we prayed for, and we were ready. And all we had to do was get through the Tasha K interview. And it was like, man, Philadelphia, we're about to take it to the next level. Even though, things are crazy. And even though you guys, we're still there. And then I'm doing a live broadcast in a hot tub. And the police show up and arrest me live online because my bond was revoked by a person who I did nothing but try to help.
Well, there again, she is blaming others for what she did. If she didn't have a court hearing and did not skip it, maybe she wouldn't have been arrested. Of course, Genesis admitted to calling the cops on her, but they would arrest her anyway because there was a warrant out for her arrest. Even if Genesis did not pull back the bail, there was still going to be a warrant for her arrest because she didn't show up in court. She was too busy moving. So she's still not taking accountability for her actions.
And then 6 weeks a prisoner. Now, let's just be clear on something. Any one of those instances would have been enough to send someone who was mentally unstable over a cliff. Mm-hmm. But all of those things, month after month, literally almost every 2 weeks, it was another catastrophe. And still, I wasn't found incompetent, and still, I'm not schizophrenic, and still, I'm holding it together, and still. So this time, by the time, I'm registering, being booked in on Sabbath to Bossier Max, I was prepared. Boom, end of the year with a bang. And then 2 weeks into the new year, I set like a crazy YouTube record, especially for commentary. 1 million views in 3 weeks.
Now, Jaguar, I think you're fibbing a little bit. 1 billion views in 3 weeks? Try a couple of million.
In 3 weeks. Yeah. And then as soon as we got that news, all hell broke loose. Yeah. For me, it was like, this is perfect. This is great. The audience is primed. Philadelphia can soar. Like, if we just stay focused and stay steady, we can soar. Mm-hmm. And then, working on developing Welcome to the Circus and just everything, like everything that we've been talking about, all of the things that we discuss behind the scenes that everyone else doesn't see. I was ready. My husband fell apart.
Again, it's all Goomba's fault, not hers. Not her acting an ass at the airport, calling the cops, just threatening everybody, mayor's office, etc. It's all Goomba's fault. She's not taking any accountability, therefore she's not growing.
He went insane. Don't forget, we found out we had 1 million views in 3 weeks, and that was the same weekend of the barbershop incident, Martin Luther King weekend, the first time I was hospitalized. Yeah. And then boom, the police, and then boom, my show, and him assaulting me in front of my friends, my show being canceled because he was assaulting me and scaring everybody, and then boom, he's gonna kill me. He's gonna kill Solar, and then that kind of changed and turned around. And meanwhile, the whole dirty Birdie girl was happening in the background, and I didn't know. And then boom, we go to Phoenix, and then boom, my car is blown up, and then I don't know who it is. He's gaslighting me, and then boom, more police, and then Legina comes, and then...
I'm so glad Jaguar decided to record herself with all these incidents, because we know she's not telling the whole truth. She was instrumental in all these things going on, and how she ended up in jail.
Police, and then boom, a white warrant, and I'm hospitalized again. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, it has been, and all of these things have been triggered by my husband's reaction to that 1 million view video in 3 weeks.
She must have had an epiphany in jail, because she didn't mention nothing like this when she was not arrested, when she was out, that because of the 1 million views and the 2 million views, that triggered something in Goomba. She didn't mention none of that. So She must have had an epiphany in jail, trying to rationalize everything and trying to put more blame on Goomba. So when she's ready to cuss him out again, she got more ammunition because we know it's coming. Oh, it's coming.
So, and then next thing you know, me and my family are moving. And we're moving into the house that we wanted and that we prayed for. And we were ready. And all we had to do was get through the Tasha K interview. And it was like, man, Philadelphia, we're about to take it to the next level. Even though, things are crazy. And even though he's like, we're still there. And then I'm doing a live broadcast in a hot tub. And the police show up and arrest me. Live.
She and her family moved right into a hotel from Texas to a hotel in Louisiana because she had an apartment. She kept saying, oh, in a week it's going to be ready. But guess what? We know she was lying. Goomba already said she was squatting when she was out there in Louisiana. But from Texas to that hotel, she moved into a hotel where she was arrested.
I've online because my bond was revoked.
At least Genesis put her money up. Did these two guys put their money up for you, Miss Jaguar, right? Your two best buddies? Did they attempt to put up any type of bond money for you at any time? How many times have you been arrested in the past year, Miss Jaguar, right? And this year, did these friends of yours, these two guys, put up bond money for you? I'll wait. I got all day. Answer the question. I'll wait. No, not once. But everybody who put up bond money for you, they got something to say and throwing the people under the bus, like Legina Gold and Genesis. But yet, they're busy collecting donations on your behalf. Oh, we collecting to get her out of jail. Kind of sounds like the building fund, doesn't it? When you go to church and they always collecting for the building fund and ain't no building being built, no roof being put on, no windows being put in. You will see no type of building being put up. For years, these pastors say, oh, we collecting for the building fund. What does that sound like? Fraud, right? Well, this kind of reminds me of that. These guys are always collecting. Well, the past couple of months, they've been collecting for Jaguar Relief Fund to get her out of jail. And they didn't get her out of jail, according to Jaguar. It was Jamal Bryant and others. She didn't call their names. She didn't say, Shonda, if you may got me out of jail, nor King Payne. But yet they had this GoFundMe going. What happened to the thousands of dollars they collected? I know Shonda, if is going to say, well, he didn't have the fund going. All right, but let's put the blame where the blame is due. Let's put it on official King Payne. He was doing the collecting. I mean, he was pushing hard, too. He said, we only got $1,100. We can't get her out of jail with this $1,100. She's your people. Y'all, put more money. Y'all got to bail your girl out. All of a sudden, she was not his girl, all right, when he needed that money. Now she's out. Oh, that's my good friend. That's my good juju. Well, what happened to all the money? Did y'all turn over that thousands of dollars to Jaguar? Or y'all just going to dole it out very slowly as she needs something, like if she's a child? Oh, you need money for a phone? Oh, here's $100. Go get you your phone. You need to pay your phone bill? Here's $50. Is that how you're going to be doing it? Like if she's a teenager?
By a person who I did nothing but try to help. And then 6 weeks a prisoner. Now, let's just be clear on something. Any one of those instances would have been enough to send someone who was mentally unstable over a cliff. I wasn't found incompetent, and still, I'm not schizophrenic, and still, I'm holding it together, and still. So this time, by the time, I'm registering, being booked in on Sabbath to Bossier Max, I was prepared. I'm like, I know what this is. I know who's making it happen. I know it's the devil. I know this is a spiritual attack. And I instantly just went into me, God, I know you're using me. I know you're using me, so use me. Show me what you want me to be. And keep me strong. And my mental state has been intact the entire time. I haven't been on medication since I got
all heard Jaguar. She have not been prescribed any medication since she was rearrested and locked up, okay? Later in the video, you're going to hear her say that she was prescribed medication, but the side effects made her stop using it.
I have not been on any medication. I was denied medication. I was denied any health care providing of any sort.
Girl, you might not be none of those things, but you're something. I don't know if you're bipolar. I don't know if you got a little sprinkle of PTSD. I don't know, honey, but you got something, okay? Nobody acts like that at the airport and not have something going on, or the mayor's office.
But all of those things, month after month, like literally, almost every 2 weeks, it was another catastrophe.
And who orchestrated those things? Jaguar told her best friend that she was going to do all these things to get clicks and views and subscribers. That's what she told the woman who interviewed with King World, that she was going to go into the mayor's office and the police station and all this stuff, the airport. She told someone this before she did it, allegedly. She orchestrated it. Now she's complaining? Please. And making herself seem like the victim when she's the one who orchestrated the whole thing? Where they do that at? Drop it in the comments. What do you guys think about this little spiel? This rewriting of the narrative. She's trying to let us believe now, since a month has passed, that we didn't see what we saw over the past 2 years. Now, concerning the medication, Jaguar knows that if one medication does not work, they can prescribe another one. So what she's saying is not the complete truth. She turned down the medication. She didn't want to be on it because she had side effects and she refused all other meds, according to her. Provided the medication and suggest medication and she refused it, and now she's saying she didn't get any. Because I cannot believe that she was there in Louisiana and knowing her condition that she had all these outbursts, that they didn't provide any medication. And she didn't complain, by the way. She never once said, oh, I need my medication. Whenever she was talking to these guys over the phone, she never said, I'm not being provided with my medication. Never once.
Exposure. So I was forced to go without that medication. And I realized, hold up, I'm not losing it. Hold up, I'm okay.
Why don't you take your medication?
Huh?
Why do you choose to not take your medication?
Well, I was forced to not take my medication.
Mm-hmm.
Up until I was rearrested and jailed in Bossier, I was taking my medication. They would let me have it. I didn't get any medical care in Bossier. They denied me. I asked for a psych visit.
That doesn't even sound right, that they didn't give her medication. All she had to say, this is my doctor, I'm on such and such a medication, and they would put her right on it.
20 different occasions, and I didn't get seen by psych until 2 days before they extradited me.
So now it changed too. She didn't see a psychiatrist until 2 days before she left out of there. I mean, come on, get your story straight.
And they still denied me care.
So now that you're out and free, will you take your medication?
As of right now, no, I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
I feel good. When I was on the medication, my body, it started going through things. I put on almost 20 pounds without even trying.
Well, I'm looking at Jaguar when she went in throughout, and I don't see no 20 pounds she put on.
I was having bouts with insomnia.
The insomnia can be explained with all the worrying because of her problems.
I didn't have my cycle for almost 2 months.
That can be explained also. How old is Jaguar? Over 50? 56? That's perimenopausal, honey, when you don't see your cycle for a month or two. You skip months, then you see it, then it gets less and less, then you see it in 6 months, it pops up again, 6 months it disappears. Perimenopausal. That's what you're probably going through because you're 56. Hell, you're almost 60 years old.
Like, literally, my body, while I was in jail, just started regulating back, and now my cycle's back to normal. Like, it literally just changed everything. And being forced to go without it, prayer, meditation, doing yoga in my cell every day, doing calisthenics in my cell every day, drinking water, cleansing myself physically and spiritually of everything. And then when I finally got to Dallas, and then they tried to re-administer meds, they put all these extra medications on me. And then the next thing you know, I woke up. My cellmate, Tito, looked at me and said, "What's wrong with your face?" And I said, "What do you mean?"
Well, that's the side effects of the medication. But that does not mean she should stop, because she's still going to be in her delusions and paranoia, etc., like how she's talking right now. So really, what Jaguar is saying, she didn't get any help for her behavior, for her mental behavior, because she refused it. But she said they deliberately kept it from her in Louisiana, which I doubt very much. And if there's side effects from any medication, the doctor puts you on another one. Or you have to tell the doctor that you have the side effects, because they're not there to see the breakouts, the bleeding of the gums, the shaking of the hands, whatever symptoms you have, a negative side effect. You tell the doctor and they put you on another medication, but you just don't cold turkey the medication. As a matter of fact, some of those medications, you just can't stop like that. You gotta slowly decrease it, or else you're gonna get side effects from cold turkeying those medications.
And I tasted blood on my gums. And she said, "Ooh, you got an abscess?" And I went and checked. No, it was just sores all over my gums, and my tongue was raw. My lips started rawing out, and then I started breaking out into a rash all over my body.
Now that I believe, because some of those medications are so strong that they cause bleeding of the gums. You can develop things like maybe a bloated face. And the rash that she's talking about sounds like if she was really allergic to the medication. But again, you just don't stop and not take anything at all. There are other medications that you can be taking that doesn't have those type of side effects. So now what she's pretty much saying, she's not taking any medications because she don't need it. Back to square one. She's going to be talking crazy again.
I literally had to stay in bed for a day because, it was just itching. And I'm like, "What's going on?" I took the medicine again, and then it got worse. And then there was this metallic, and then the bleeding started even more. And I'm like, "This is poisoning me. I can't take it." And that's when I refused to take any more meds in Dallas. And I reported it. I wrote my kites, and I did all of that. And the doctor...
But what I do like is that Sean Davey is not giving her a pass. He's asking her, period, why are you refusing to take your medication? He called her out on it, and I respect that.
Denied me. I asked for a psych visit on 20 different occasions, and I didn't get seen by psych until 2 days before they extradited me. And they still denied me care.
So now that you're out and free, will you take your medication?
As of right now, no, I'm not. They kept telling me, "You take the meds, you take the meds." I said, I did take the meds. And in 2 days, my face swelled up. I got bleeding gums. I got rash. I said, "I'm not doing it. You're poisoning me. I'm not doing it." And then once again, my system started regulating and everything was fine.
Like I said before, there are other kinds of medications that she could have been put on, but she said she refused all meds after that. So I don't understand what she's talking about. She's saying she refused to take any other meds. That's what she said. She just outright refused any other medications. I am sure they suggested another medication, but she said she refused them going forward.
I think what bothered people more than anything was that all of this craziness didn't trigger me into some kind of psychosis. Which is why I thought it was so funny when Dr. Pittman at Dallas, I did the competency evaluation. Matter of fact, I did that competency evaluation twice. I did it once with Dr. Pittman, and I did it once with my mental health public defender.
I thought she said she didn't get any type of testing. Jaguar got to remember her lies. In a previous video, she said since she was there in Dallas, lockup, nobody tested her. Now she's saying she had it done twice. The competency test.
I answered. They both asked me the same questions. I asked them both. My mental health attorney told me I passed. Dr. Pittman said I failed. Isn't that interesting? My lawyer is going to request that I take it in front of the judge.
So Jaguar said the lawyer is going to request that she do this competency test in front of the judge. And boy, I already know how that's going to go. Jaguar, you're in trouble, girl.
So that the judge can witness it for himself. I've taken 6 competency hearings this year, and the only one that I supposedly failed was the one that Dr. Pittman did at Dallas jail.
So,
that's all the rest.
So with you stating that you have to do multiple competency tests this year, wouldn't one would think that, okay, well, if I'm prescribed medication, and if I take the medication, maybe I won't have these competency hearings. But you feel that you shouldn't take the medication because you feel that you do okay without it.
Well, I'm not having breakdowns. I'm not losing my mind.
Jaguar, you don't wait until you have breakdowns and lose your mind to take your medication. You're supposed to take the medication for it to build up in your blood system for a certain level to be there so you don't have the breakdowns and the outbursts and the crazy thoughts and actions. That's why you take the medication. You don't take it at the last moment when you're having those symptoms. You take it to prevent the symptoms from coming or the actions that you displayed at the airport, the mayor's office, calling the cops, telling people unalive their children. Jaguar said since she's been off the meds, she's not losing her mind and she's not having any breakdowns. So that is an admission that she has mental issues which causes her to lose her mind and have mental breakdown. Now, that's the first time I hear her admitting she has mental breakdowns and she loses her mind. Before she was saying she's fine, ain't nothing wrong. She just got a little bit of bipolar and PTSD. Now she's talking about losing her mind and having mental issues. Bipolar and PTSD is mental issues. They are mental issues. However, she says losing her mind. Like all the displays she did at the airport and the cops, etc. So this is the first time I've heard her admit to that.
The truth is, I've been fine since my husband hasn't been around me. Matter of fact, I get better and better every day. I didn't realize how much his psychosis was triggering me. I feel calmer. I'm good.
Well, I mean, I must admit, you have brought his name up and you don't go crazy about it. Irate.
It's kind of premature to come to that conclusion. This is really her coming out live, straight from the penitentiary. We gotta wait for it, like the folks say. Wait for it. It's coming.
About you do seem to be calm when you speak of certain people now, so that's growth. So shout out to you for that. That is growth.
I don't know if it's growth or just we gotta wait and see. That's all I can say. Wait and see. It's coming because she's not taking her medications, and we all know how this is gonna go. If you are diagnosed with certain mental illnesses and you don't take the medication for it, you're not going to be okay. What I have to say about that is just give her a little bit of time. She got to warm up again because she just got out of prison, so she got to make that adjustment. But it's just a matter of time before she slips and starts cussing Goomba out again. I am sure of it. She's still cussing her first husband out. How many years have they been divorced? Not too long from now. She's going to start with that foolishness about Goomba and unaliving Goomba all over again. Right now, she's concentrating on the court hearing. But once that's over, oh, Lord, Goomba, strap on your seatbelt, honey. It's going to be a bumpy ride. So, Sean DeVive thinks she has growth because she haven't asked him to reach out to Goomba. Only her son and her mom. And I'm saying, really, is that growth or she just don't have Goomba's new number? So then he asked her if the jailhouse relationship is still going strong. She said, oh, yes. Oh, there was a misunderstanding, a little hiccup because I cussed her out on the internet, but it was a misunderstanding and I shouldn't have done so. But we rekindled and I'm now getting to know her mother. And this is pretty much my soulmate. She didn't say soulmate, but the way she was talking, that's what I thought.
Is a sweetheart, and she's been just, since I got out these past 24 hours, we spoke like 2 or 3 times, and me, her, and Dee Dee were on the phone this morning, and that was so great.
I thought they said she didn't have a phone. She said she'd been on the phone with this woman 2 and 3 times already since she got out. She's been out 2 days ago. So she does have a phone, it sounds like to me. Because how is she able to talk to Sean Davy Ray in this interview? Looks like they didn't do a good job of keeping her off the internet and giving her her own phone. I wonder where she got a phone from, because according to Sean Davy Ray, she don't have a phone. But obviously she got a phone. Maybe she borrowed the phone from the people she's living at or staying at or in the halfway house or group home, wherever she is. Obviously, she borrowed a phone from someone.
I got to talk to my Dee and it was just normal, natural. And she's just like, can't wait to meet you. And I'm like, can't wait to meet you either. And, just getting to know her. I wrote something for her while I was at Bossier Max. I wrote a lot at Bossier Max. Ashley is one of the workers, one of the trustees who worked at Bossier Max. And it was when I first started really realizing that I really cared for Dee Dee. And I had a bunch of thoughts in my head, but I couldn't get it out. And I ran out of my pen. The one pen I was able to hustle, and I didn't have access to commissary. They wouldn't let me buy anything. So I would have to rely on the grace of people giving me things. And so one morning, Ashley showed up, and she was like, Miss Jacqueline, I got a pen. And I'm like, thank God for you. And I wrote this. You are nothing more than a pair of eyes staring out from a dark hole. Yet I found comfort in that gaze deep in my soul. The magic I feel when you look at me causes all sorts of flutter and twitch. I swear to God, you have bewitched me, though some would say that I'm the witch. The first time you walked towards me, I felt a surge of energy as if you could be my source of power or possible misery. Could it be? Could you be? Or was it all just a glitch? And to think, these precious words came so very close to almost never being read. Thank God for Ashley. Pen to paper, tongue to chin, your saliva dripping down my skin. All the ways I know you, all the ways I hope, all the ways I adore you, long as you don't say no. All the imaginary mornings in bed that haven't happened yet. All the important eating we've missed that haven't been scheduled yet. Because we chose to indulge in one another and simply overslept. Breakfast in bed, baby. Words I'm longing to live by, though I hadn't said them in reality yet. Funny, I know you spoken well, and on myriad levels, we haven't even met. Yet, ever yours, ever mine, ever ours, ever thine. Things and words that nearly died on the vine. Thank God for Ashley. Thank God for love. And,
I tell you what, though, she's a very good writer. If she can use some of that writing and write some songs, she says she already got a lot of songs, write some more and sing about it, because Jaguars is a very good writer.
people got to realize I was in defect the entire time. So we were never out on the floor together. It's not like we were up in the showers having hot lesbian sex or anything like that. None of that happened. Most of our relationship happened. She was in the cell right across from me. Well, we would just look at each other and do little jail sign language and.
Listen, let's keep it real. There are grown adults in this room, right? I know they didn't just do sign language. They were right across from each other. I know. Some blouses were being taken off. Some pants was being unzipped. I know something else happened, all right? Jaguar's trying to keep it cute, but I was born at night, not last night.
And most of the time, we were just there, we were present with one another. And then when Dee Dee got off of segregation, because she was in seg too, when she got off segregation, she started coming to my cell.
I guess my question is, who was the woman in the relationship? Because both of them look like alpha females, lesbian butches, as they say. I wonder if that's the correct terminology. But, from the picture I saw of this woman, she looked like if she's straight up hardcore lesbian, that she wants to be the male. We know Jaguar wants to be the male. So I wonder who was the female in the relationship. Or maybe both of them were males in the relationship. I don't know. Drop it in the comments section. What do y'all think? Who was the male in this relationship with her and this Dee Dee?
And she would bring me coffee or bring me a soup or make a spread and bring me something or just come and talk to me. Pass a note, and she was my lifeline. Period. Like, I was locked in a cell for 23 and a half or 23 hours a day.
So Sean asked her why the big cuss out when she was cussing the woman out on the phone.
Because she was tripping, and I thought that she had started informing on me with some YouTuber who was lying, saying that she was informing on me, trying to cap up and jug up my relationship. This person who was my lifeline, and she took it the wrong way. I took it the wrong way, and we got into it. And when I left hard. I left cold. Like, I didn't give her none of my bag because I had just started making commissary. I didn't give her nothing. I gave it all to somebody else. I didn't even look back. I didn't say goodbye. And
rude.
Yeah, I was cold. I'm cold. I'm on some Rick James. I was cold as ice. Oh, baby. That was me. I was on my Rick James. And then I talked to King Payne, and King Payne was like, the Kansas has been calling me, and she's worried about you, and she says she loves you. And that's when it hit me. She didn't have to be doing that. Not at all. She didn't have to use her calling card to call my friend to make sure that I was okay.
So, Goomba's out of the picture. Here comes Dee Dee or Canvas or Kansas or whatever her name is. I can see a storyline developing between her and this woman right now. Jaguar wanted content. She got it.
I got a lot of trust issues when it comes to relationships now because of my marriage, especially. I got a lot of trust issues with a lot of people. There's a lot of people that have been in my life that are using my name to make money, using my name to do interviews.
So then he asked her about Tokyo Tony, trying to start stuff.
Name is Shalana. I'm not giving her a click or a view.
You didn't watch, girl?
I have seen clips on other people's channels that I will give a click and a view to.
Oh, okay.
And because of what I've seen, I refuse to watch.
It sounds like if Jaguar has washed her hands with Tokyo and Tokyo has washed her hands with Jaguar, what are we going to see in the future if this friendship gets rekindled? Because Sean Davy Ray is doing his best to tear it apart.
It'll do nothing but make me emotional. And me being emotional about that person at this point in time is a total waste of space. It is a total waste of my mind. It will do nothing but trigger me. And as low vibrational as this whole campaign that she's on has gotten, I'm just not doing it. I'm not doing it. When I was in jail, I was forced to be around constant negativity because I had no choice. I have a choice now that I'm out of jail, and my choice is no thank you.
Oh my God, I love you. You took my advice. I'm so happy because I let you ponder on it, and I told you, I'm just like, a lot of the stuff that you got into before is completely unnecessary.
So now he's proud of Jaguar for that friendship with Tokyo Tony being over. And I'm saying, well, be careful. You might be next.
It can exist to me. Mm-hmm. See, the truth is, let's call all of these people what they are. Distractions. Mm-hmm. They're all distractions. Even my husband is a distraction. Yeah. I'm on a mission. And my mission is to clean up these streets, these industry streets, and these YouTube streets.
Okay, there she goes again. She's talking about the industry streets again. It didn't take her long to get back on that narrative.
And start bringing real facts. And like, all of these things have done nothing but distract me from what my actual goal is. Like, that video, The Return of Jaguar, right, on Real Life platform, everything that I attacked, bro, when I go back and look at it, brilliant. Mm-hmm. And everything that's happened since then has been a distraction away from that. Absolutely. It's time to get back to Keep It a Bean podcast. It's time to get back to Philadelphia TV Network. It's time to get back to my advocacy. It's time to get back to making my products. It's time to get back to all network. It's time to get back to my advocacy. It's time to get back to making my products. It's time to get back to all of these things. Everything else that's a distraction, yes, can eat my ass, yo. Yeah. Absolutely. No more distractions. No more. The devil done used all of these people to knock me off my square. Now, don't get me wrong. Did I have to deal with it? Did I have to face those things? Absolutely. Was a lot of crap brought to me that shouldn't have been brought to me? Absolutely. Did I have negative reactions to it? I can't imagine anybody that wouldn't. I dare anybody in America, I dare anybody in the world right now to live through everything that I just lived through from Martin Luther King weekend to now and not have a reaction. I dare them. Impossible. We're human beings. This stuff was intense and it was insane. Most of it. What was I supposed to sit there and kumbaya? Well,
most of it by her hands, if not all of it.
My husband is blowing up my car and beating on me and threatening to kill me and running around behind my back with dirt trash on multiple levels. Of course not. I'm human. I've had a human reaction and still managed to not lose my mind. I'm close, but I managed not to. But at the end of the day, still just distractions. I'm done with distractions. It's time to get back to my square. And I want it. If I was this person all the time, do you know how much more people would try to take advantage of me than they already do? Mm-hmm. Like, I think people tend to forget. I've gone through a lot in my life. I've had my trust broken on so many occasions. Since I was a child, with the kind of family I got, bro, my enemies are nothing. My enemies can't even compare to how screwed up some of my family is. So for me, I lead with the fuck it's. Because I don't need people to know how much I actually cry at night sometimes. I hide my heart. I hide my emotions. The warrior is there to protect the sweet side of me. But, you know, in these conversations that me, you, King Pain have in the background, I shouldn't have to hide this part of myself. I should be able to be the sweet me. I should be able to be the vulnerable me. I should be able to be the caring me. But don't be mad when I defended and protected. Don't be mad.
Then he asked her about people who calls her unfit.
I say, prove it. Prove it. Prove where I've been unfit. Most people's children like me better than they like their parents. Ask Genesis. That poor unfortunate idiot.
So then he asked her if she was afraid to go to court.
Absolutely not. I'm innocent of whatever they're accusing me of. I read the report. Didn't Warden lied. And guess whose name wasn't in the report?
Who?
My husband's. Because they said that they got the white warrant on me because I threatened to kill them directly. When in fact, they couldn't have gotten the white warrant without Gerald Johnson Jr. So I find it very interesting that they didn't mention that he was the witness that they used, and he was the person that signed off so that they could get the white warrant.
So if you go to court on the 13th and they say that you have to stay in a facility or hospital for 2 years,
that's not going to happen.
But what if it just in theory, let's say it does. What's your plan?
Well, number one, I'm fighting it all the way. Number two, they have to prove that I'm incompetent in order for that to even happen. I'm competent, clearly. Like, they have to prove that I'm mentally ill and incompetent. More importantly, they would have to prove that I actually threatened to harm or harmed someone. See, you can't just send someone to a mental hospital without merit.
Well, they just got to look at all the previous tapes, and that would be proof enough of mental incompetency. It's just a matter of time before she blows up again because she's not taking her medications. The medications keep the mood swings down.
When they accuse me of not being genuine in moments like these, it's because they don't realize that I hide moments like these. A lot of times, I want people to think I'm a Park Ape. People don't realize I come out with the Park Ape because I'm protecting who you're talking to right now. You gotta prove it. There's no evidence of psychosis. Or they could just go and look at my medical records where I actually lived in a psych ward in Parkland Hospital for 11 days where there were people with psychosis everywhere, and I was found competent there. See, there's no proof, there's no evidence of what they're saying. You can't just put someone in a mental hospital without actually having evidence that they're mental.
But that's what I'm saying, the competency test, do you think that that's enough for them to state that you need to be there because you allegedly failed them?
Well, no, because the competency test that was given to me by Dr. Pittman, I passed. Dr. Pittman says that everyone is incompetent. Everyone that he evaluates is incompetent.
She said previously that Dr. Pittman says that she is incompetent and she did not pass. So she's changing the narrative that she passed, but he found her incompetent anyway. That's not what she says previously.
You want to know what's funny? He's about 76 years old, and the word is he's senile. He doesn't even do his job. He changed my meds and re-prescribed me medicine that my actual doctors who did blood panels and labs and all of that stuff on me, you know, checking everything that they're supposed to check before they give you something that could poison you and cause you to have allergic reactions and bleeding gums and all of that stuff. He did none of that. What he did to me was malpractice, which is why I made it very clear that I'll be filing my civil lawsuit against them ASAP. See, they got to answer for that.
Alrighty. So
and what's even worse is he is the court's psychiatrist. That means he is acting on behalf of the court. He committed malpractice on me on behalf of the court. And he gave a false diagnosis on behalf of the court. Also against the law.
So another lawsuit. My goodness. Jaguar Right is just racking up these lawsuits, honey. Anybody who she deems as an enemy is getting a lawsuit. That's what it sounds pretty much. So then he asked her if she should get off the internet for a little while, if she thinks that's a good idea. To just lay low for a little while, get herself together.
I went on YouTube today and I saw about 150 reasons why I should walk away from YouTube. And then I saw one reason why I shouldn't.
We could have told him that Jaguar is not leaving YouTube anytime soon. She's addicted, all right?
The return to Jaguar Right on Real Life's platform.
Oh.
all that.
Oh.
We're going on another YouTube platform again. That isn't in my wheelhouse, in my family, my YouTube family, without proper compensation ever again. That won't happen. I went and I counted up the views that Real Life has sustained off of me in the millions. And I have more views on their platform than Charleston White does. I know how to do math. I know how much money they owe me, not including all the other content that I brought them.
Oh, you said they owe you money?
I guess Sean Davy Ray is getting nervous because he did a lot of interviews with her. When they fall out, that's exactly what she's going to say. He owes me money. So listen up, Sean. She is telling you what she's going to do to them. And really, what she's going to do to you later on, you better not fall out with her.
Yes, they do. Making a bunch of dough off my content. Talking about collectively, we're looking at 5 million views, 5 to 7 million views off of one person. It's a little chunk of change they're making. Them too. I liked them better when they were, playing above the board. I liked them better before they started using me to break my network for their own profit and gain. I liked them better when they were, acting like we were actually building real camaraderie. I'm going to put it to you this way. After everything that we were doing and trying to do together, the simple fact that none of them visited me in jail, the simple fact that none of them put $1 on my books, the simple fact that none of them put money on the phone, we ain't friends.
So then, Sean Davy Ray, trying to play devil's advocate, says, what if they were busy?
They're so busy that me, and this isn't me being cocky, I am the content. And they're busy for me? Are you kidding me? There's a bunch of weirdos out there that make time for me damn near 24 hours a
Oh, Jaguar, that was one too many F's, okay? You are showing your stripes again. I thought you said the old Jaguar was gone. My goodness. A lot of F's coming out of this woman's mouth. Like if the old Jaguar is about to emerge. I did so much cutting and splicing and editing and cutting out. I almost didn't have the video left.
They're real quiet about Jaguar right now, but everybody in the world is talking about me except them. But they're collecting views, though.
Sean Davy Ray is kind of quiet. I ain't hear no nothing. Child, you next, cause she complaining that they got all the views and her money wrapped up in there, and they owe her $10,000 because she give them all the interviews and all that stuff. Child, she looking at you next, Sean and King Payne. Y'all better not mess up and get on her bad side, because she's gonna come to collect like the Grim Reaper. All right.
Dallas County Jail is right around the corner from where they film.
She sounds like one of them old disgruntled prisoners who've been in there for 90 years. I'm talking about they ain't put money on my books.
And you did that whack-ass, fake-ass interview with husband who sat there and lied. Even about his military.
Just when I thought I was out, they sucked me back in. Jaguar is emerging again. I thought she was gone. But honey, just talking about Goomba is raising up the dead.
I had a conversation with them before I was arrested. Me and them can talk about possibly mending fences when they give me the $10,000 that I asked for and the rest of my footage that they owe me that they were supposed to put on a hard drive before I left for Shreveport, and nobody showed up to make sure I got it. We're past conversation. Pay me my money, give me my footage, and then we can talk about being friends. Because right now, they looking a lot like Shalana Hunter to me. They looking real Shalana Hunter to me right now.
Folks, Shalana Hunter is Tokyo Tony's real name. So Jaguar really got her on the blacklist for her to be talking about her this way. Round of applause, boys. You did a good job. You've completely turned Jaguar against Tokyo Tony. You guys did a fantastic job. So now the interview is coming to a close, and he asked her if she wants to thank anyone. And let me tell you, she rolled out a list. It's almost like she had one of them scrolls that when she opened up, it fell to the ground, all the people she had to thank. And when she was done, I was about to get the Academy Award out and give it to her because it sounds like one of them shows that, she was on the Academy Award show. That's what it sounded like. And I had to give her the Academy Award. I mean, that's how long this list was, folks. She was thanking everybody but the dead. And even the dead, I think she was about to raise up to thank. That's how long the list was.
I want to thank the people. I wish I could say their names, but for fear that they're going to be, I want to thank the people that have made it possible for me to have a safe place to stay.
I want to thank the little people
where I can hide in plain sight and not have to worry about being stalked to death. I want to thank the people that bonded me. Let's start with Jamal Bryant.
Shout out to Jamal.
Did you guys catch that? I want to thank the people that bonded me. Jamal Bryant. Listen closely. She never once said Sean Davy or Kingpin.
I want to thank the people that bonded me. Let's start with Jamal Bryant.
Shout out to Jamal.
I cannot wait to have a conversation with that man.
So Jamal Bryant bonded her out? Well, what happened to all the money that these guys collected if they didn't bond her out? Where's the money, fellas? Hello, yoo-hoo, where's the money? That's what we want to know. Did you hand it over to Sam? Did you give it all over to Jaguar now that she's out? Where's the money? Show us the money.
And go to his church as I was invited to speak with him in his congregation. I can't.
Jaguar girl, let me school you on something, all right? While you're trying to get the money out of Real Life Stars or whatever the name is, ask these guys for your money. Did you know they collected all this money on you, girl? You better ask them for the thousands of dollars they collected. I don't know if they told you they collected thousands. You ought to be asking them for it. This is a good time. You're trying to start over with your life, ain't you?
He's controversial, just like me. But the one thing that we do have in common is that we love God. I'm curious to see where that goes. And to the people that bonded me out and secured my bond.
And once again, she said, and to the people who bonded me out, thank you. So I don't know if she was trying to sow shade on Sean Davy Way. I don't know if she was trying to put a dig in there, trying to let him know that y'all didn't bond me out. You collected all this money on me, and I had to be bonded from somebody who is not even in my circle, like Jamal Bryant. So I don't know, guys. Drop your comments. You think that was a dig? Because she knows they collected money on her. A lot of money. And yet they didn't bail her out. She's not stupid. She knows all this. But she needs them in her corner right now. That's why she's not really coming after them to get her money that they collected.
Thank you. Thank you for taking that chance.
Now, if you guys notice, she said, thank you to the people who bonded me. She never once said, thank you, Sean Davy or King Payne. So I'm wondering, seriously, guys, I'm wondering if they had a hand of putting a penny in this bonding out. Now, we know they collected thousands of dollars. I don't know if Sean Davy collected, but I know Kingpin had this GoFundMe. Did he ever say how much he collected? Last time I checked, he said he only had $1,100 and the bail was $2,000, I think. Tokyo Tony said the bail was only $1,100, so somebody was lying. Now, they made it seem as though they bonded her out. Now, come to find out, Jaguar is now saying, thanks to the people who bonded me out. For one person, Jamal Bryant. Now, these guys didn't have a hand in it, said it so. Y'all didn't walk away with this woman's money that you collected, did you? Tell me it ain't so.
Because because there's a lot of people in Dallas that I know that are too afraid to help me because they're afraid of what it'll do to their lives. And guess what? That's cool because it's your life. You just remember, if you ever end up in that same situation, think about asking for my help. And I'm the kind of friend that gets up in the middle of the night to change a flat tire. You just lost that. But we cool. I ain't mad. We just know where we at. And I want to thank my mom for being my mom. And I want to thank my son for being my son. And I want to thank Candace for being my lifeline. And I want to thank you and King Payne for being my friends and my colleagues and my handlers.
She never once thanked them. So what happened to the money that they collected? That's not nice, fellas. And then you're throwing Tokyo Tony under the bus because she wouldn't put up bail that she tried to put up, by the way, but she couldn't because she live in another state. That's not nice. God don't like ugly.
And I want to thank all of the girls who...
Okay, guys, it's a long list of thank you. All right? So, in other words, she thanked a whole bunch of people, including these two guys, but she never once thanked them for getting her out of jail. Again, she thanked Jamal Bryant and other people, she said. So I guess they were instrumental in getting her out, not Sean Devier or King Payne, because she didn't mention their names as part of the group of people who helped her to bond out of jail. Although they made a lie. If you guys remember that video they made a couple of days ago, and both of them sat on that video and said they bailed her out. YouTubers, drop your comments. I'm over now. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel and to this video. Thank you for watching.